Let me check we're all recording. Nice. Hi guys, welcome to my experience on the server Santoria. Now, before I start this video, I want to make it extremely clear that there is no hate towards Santoria here. These are all my personal views. I have some player views here that I will be keeping anonymous, but these are all my views, and I'll be playing on a survival world when I talk about them. So, first I'll talk about my experience in Santoria, then other people's, and we'll go from there. So, my experience in San is basically when I first joined. When I first joined San, when I first joined, I'm dead. When I first joined San, I joined and I just explored for 2 days. I had a book, I explored. I did a cave, I managed to get Fulbright working, and that's my first time playing like a Minecraft server. You know, an actual Minecraft server. Like an actual role-playing Minecraft server. I played Crystal PvP ones, but never Anarchy ones, but never like that. I joined, and two days in, I joined a LAN called Intrem. Oh my LAN. My screen's lagging. That's not normal. I joined a LAN called Intrem. Now Intrem, led by Stinky guy back in the day. Pretty good LAN. I enjoyed it. However, in Intrem, that's when everything kind of went south for me. Why's my mouth not showing Minecraft? You know what? We'll ignore that. It kind of went south for me from there. I just gave off when I first joined a really bad impression to the player base. I feel like I shouldn't have done that. I think so. It started off with this guy called Squid Kid. Someone, not I'm a Squid Kid, but like someone that had a similar username to him. And I started punching him. We got into an argument, and he'd been there longer for me, so I believed him. He's probably right. I don't really remember this, but I had a fox called Berries, and then suddenly I'm kicked out. I'm no longer allowed in that land. Like it's done. Like they said, you gotta go. They exiled me. It was a massive execution. I was like, what? Now once that happens to you, it really just makes people view you badly on the server, and this affects my server time probably until the end. So after that, I quit for a month. I didn't say anything. I should log off, and then I come back and I joined Big Rat. Now Big Rat was in a land called Nida. Now a nation called Nida. And now I didn't know a lot about the nations. I didn't really use Discord all that much like I do now, but I was just like, oh, there's a guy over there. So I asked someone that I knows in Nida. I'm like, should we jump in? I did not know they were allied, and that went horribly wrong. Like, I asked him, and then he tells Alfie from the Storm that happened, and then we get into a big argument, and then, yeah. And then Arch just like, this is actually kind of affecting Big Rat. I'm like, oh, okay, you know what, I'll just leave then. I don't want to cause any beef early, so I just head out. I then go to Lunir. Now Lunir, believe it or not, I met a lot of people there. I met Base Rat, I met Million, I met Vosu, I met all of them. They're all my friends, yeah. They're all my friends. And then we just chilled. Like, that was just like my chill era. And that was my chill era. And basically, and then Million and his wife, OS Panda, all in server by the way, decided to adopt me. and as a joke, I go to Magnosh, and then OS was on like a break or something around that time, and I just head on out from that. Let's decide, and then Magnosh has become really inactive, and they're about to create a nation called Kiritash. Now Kiritash, I thought it was going to implode. I was just like, it's been a lot of fake nations recently. And also I was Panda because he promised me it won't. And then it implodes. So I fled to Rivercore. Now I stay in Rivercore for a week. And in Rivercore, I stay with Eagle Guy. But I get a message. I get an ominous message. Now this isn't mean. This was like kind of roleplay, kind of funny. It made me laugh. Arch messaged me, you're with the ops. Because Rivercore was in Ragnarok at the time. Not hardly as big as they are now. And it's like, do me a favour, go Big Rat. I leave. I do the worst decision. Because I genuinely think I'm getting into Big Rat. I genuinely do. So I do /L untrust Rivercore. I'm like, you know what? Okay, maybe I've made this work. I haven't spoken to Arch in a while. However, Arch kind of... no bad to Arch. I don't know if you forgot, but I just never get invited. I DM him a few times. I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, yo, bro. Where's my invitation? And he's like, what? And then we just never speak again. And then I go to Altus Solius to base Raptor's land because he needed it for the upkeep, and I go there, and pretty chill there, pretty chill. I'll say it's pretty chill. I mine out a chunk with them. And then Base Raptor leaves. New chickens, what? I haven't seen these yet. But yeah, Base Raptor leaves. Well, not leaves, but he just stops like rejoining. So I move back to Riverport, and I'm pretty sure I do. I might have got some of these dates wrong. It's very hard when you've been playing on a server for 2 years to remember everything that happened. We're just trying to create a nice little timeline. Also, it's going to not be any fancy editing, bro. It's just going to be this. There's going to be no music. I'll run it. I'll probably just put it on YouTube straight away. Now, after that, what do you call it? After Rivercore, I stay there for a long time. It's JT, Oak, Gunner, all of them. 50 even joins at one time. We keep doing PvP practice, and that's something that Santoria really helps with, bro. I think that like if you're not really into PvP, that it really does help you get to learn PvP. Like, I think it really helped me to learn PvP at least, and I think it's helped a lot of other people. But then they decided to create a PvP land. We've had a lot of PvP practice. They think we're ready for PvP land, and I'm like, oh yeah, this can be awesome. That's sick, bro. That's sick, right? I'm like, yo, that's sick. We're all gonna be in a PvP land together. We're all gonna be chilling, everyone, the boys, all of us. So, Ocean Core is made. It's me, Luvo, Oak, and some guys. Let's starts with an F, I think. JT was supposed to join, he just never did. So, we're all in Ocean Core now. We're all chilling, just having a good time. And slowly Ocean Core just dies, because they all go to 50 kills lands, Ashen. And they all go there. I don't really see them ever really again, kind of. They're gone. Like, I talk to them, but they don't ever come back to Core. And then I think I leave Ocean. Oh no, I got kicked out of Ocean Core. Because I will admit, I was bad, so I didn't do right things. I was wrong to many people, and if you're watching this video, I apologise if you were one affected by my actions. This isn't a whole apology video, this is also just like my views, but I can treat it as an apology video, I guess. But yeah. I kicked out of Ocean Core, and I was at the lowest point of the server. No one likes me. Everyone hates me, probably for the right reason. I'm just sitting there. Then Order of Time let me in, and that's just kind of a grey area. I used it for the farms, and just went back to, where did I go after Order of Time? Oh yeah, I make my own land, because when Luvo retires, he gives me 12k to make my own LAN. Now Winterfell is amazing. However, I just didn't understand. I just didn't understand how to get players. I mean, I think a lot of people do. Like a lot of respectable LANs have got players. I just could not get players. And also being not the most liked person on or the most hated. Yeah, I just could not get players, and Winterfell kind of fell. So I made a deal with DJ Madcat. I messaged him one day. I said, Winterfell's not going well. I'll sell it. I'll give you all the money. I'll give you like emeralds and stuff. Just let me in Hydra, and I'll help you fight and stuff. And yeah, he does. Now DJ Madcat is an insanely nice person. He's very respectable. Me and him are still friends, kind of. He'll probably type on this video, no we're not. And I know he's watching this, he promised me he'd order. Oh my god, my screen is lagging. 40 FPS. Jesus. While I talk, I'll fix my settings. But basically after that, I'm just like... we both... we kind of just like... then I leave Hydra to go to Order of Time, and I was there for like a few days, and that's when people started saying I'm LAN hopping. I probably was. I'm not gonna lie. I probably was LAN hopping. I'll be honest. I probably was. But there's still no reason just to type it in like your LAN hopping again, like in chat every time I log on. But yeah, and then after Order of Time, I end up in New Claim City, and that's the land I'm in right now. And that's my experience on Santoria. I'm not going to go into all detail, but here I'm going to go into my points on Santoria, what I find wrong, and what other players find wrong. So my first point on Santoria, I call it the re-gearing problem. I genuinely think Santoria has such a big problem with people dying, re-gearing, and dying again. Santoria isn't like, it turns into not a server that you want to like, that people just sit there and play on, but a server that suddenly you're not even grinding to fight. You're grinding for a re-gear, you're grinding for an extra set, you're grinding for a shoulder that you might need in a fight. You're not grinding for the like things. You're grinding just to have the security that what do you call it? That you won't lose your stuff, that if you will lose your stuff, which you won't now because you're stuck just in the grinding process, that if you lose your stuff, you can just use that set. But even after you lose your stuff, you're just making another backup set and another, and another, and another, and another. I really just did not like that. I just thought, surely, even with totems holding, it's hard to kill people, but still, I just feel like the aspect of people grinding for more and more and more just to have backup sets that they're not going to use. Because at the end of the day, the point of money in Santoria becomes pointless at a time. Once you've got like 2 million in the bank, you've got rep meds, you've got a full med set, what's the point of having more money? To flex or something? Like, it becomes instinctively to like stop. Like what are you doing with the rest of your money? Are you buying more sets? Are you trying? And I don't mind people with a lot of money, because they're probably trying to go for like, what do you call them? Probably like rare items like Nev swords. But at what point do you stop grinding for money? And that's just another problem I had. And one of my problems I had, which I'm not going to go into too far. Oh, by the way, my other point that did happen, that one of my examples for that is Pastor Kitty. He's very rich. However, the lag with Santoria that often happens, he lost all his mending stuff, like everything, and then he just re-geared, and that's how it works. So shout out to Pastor Kitty, justice for Pastor Kitty's mending set. R.I.P. But that's just how the server works, and I just found that very odd. It's very odd. Another thing I have is bans. I expressed deeply that I do not like the new punishment channel they added to the Discord. Genuinely no hate to them, but it just looks like very attacking to the ban players. I thought that you would get some like privacy to your ban, like not everyone needs to know. But I just think bans are sometimes a bit too strict, and I'm not saying staff are corrupt. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some bans can be too strict on too many players. Some bans are just like a bit too. Oh, we're banning you because we've heard you've done something without evidence. And I don't want to go into detail because I'm really not trying to start an argument with the staff. But I've just seen a few examples of this. Another point though on Santoria is that there is a lot of the time a lack of updates. Like I know we just had a big update, but before that it was just dry. It's just the same content. Like I said, the re-gearing. You've got to re-gear. What are we doing? We're re-gearing today. Why? You've got the stuff? No. You need the pots. You need all that. I also don't like the aspect the server put on me because I'll admit, I was probably toxic on the server. I probably was. But I felt that a lot of the times people were also toxic to me. I'm not being pick me or anything, but I just felt that a lot of the time people were just like, "I'll join a VC, oh you're so in the headlights of that," and then they would just call me toxic. And eventually, if someone just keeps calling like every day, they're calling you toxic, every day, just every day they're doing it, toxic. You begin to embrace that character, and that sounds really bad. Like sounds a bit odd from the inside out, but like. If someone keeps calling you toxic, you just begin to be toxic. Like, it's hard to explain. What's an example? Let's think of an example. Let's say you're at school, someone like calls you a nerd, or like says you're like a nerd. Then you begin to go, if you're gonna kill me every day when I'm not, maybe I should just become one to prove a point. Like. It's kind of what happened with me, and I wasn't always toxic, but I felt like always people thought I was. Like I would do things without meaning to do, like get a reaction, and then they would get a reaction, and I would just like end up being called toxic. And I felt like my impression on the server ever since the intro, no one really liked me. I had like a few friends, but they didn't really like me. They were just kind of. Oh, nice. Who are you? And they didn't really know. I mean, I like DJ, but me and DJ. But yeah. And then I also just don't like the whole what do you call it? The whole Santoria experience when you first join, because it wasn't there when I first joined, but now it's just like people spam you to join LANs. Just like it's spam and it's spam and it's spam, and then you're in the land. And I do not like people doing that because I don't think it's good on the new players. I think they should make their own choice instead of just being pressured into joining the land for the upkeep. And then we're going to move on to my final topic, the PvP aspect. And I reckon I'll get a few comments about this guy. Oh, the PvP is not that bad, but I just don't like the PvP aspect. I think it's always been two main big groups fighting each other. Their fights, no one ever really gets the loot. They get the totems back, and then it's just a waste of a fight. And then one of the sides will probably get banned or something will happen to them, and then they just team up. And it's been like that myself for a while. It's just like, oh, you're my enemy, let's kill you. Oh, we're friends now. Oh, it's all good, don't worry. Oh. Nice. And then boom. And the PvP aspect I just didn't like, and it also ended up I got killed by a lot of my nations. It's happened a lot. No hate towards any Pacific person, like I've said. Just got killed by my nation a lot. And like I've said, this video was not meant to bring toxicity at all to the Santoria community. I genuinely think that you should join it and try. I think I just messed up the start of my Santoria experience and it ruined the rest. And I think on Santoria, people just really need to remember that at the end of the day it is just a game, and that you need to be safe, and not everyone you can trust. You can't trust everyone on Santoria. And I think if you like them sort of servers, go join it now. I'll leave the IP and probably the Discord link in the bio. Have a good one, guys. Roller out. Also, please like and subscribe. This is my first video, probably, and I just hope you enjoy. And these are all my opinions, remember. So, Roller out.